and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a neon orange look for you because I really felt like doing really bright colors. So let's get started. We're gonna start off with an eye primer, and also, seriously, do you know that like the fun moment where you realize you haven't actually cleaned your makeup brushes since the last tutorial you filmed? Whoopsie! Yeah, and like I do actually have enough brushes to use different brushes. But I have my favorites, and I'd rather use my dirty favorites than to use the clean, not so favorite brushes. Priorities, anyway. Okay, remember when I said that this eye primer was empty like 3 years ago? And I bought a new one and it sucked. And I tossed it. And I said I need to buy a better one. I didn't. So I'm just scraping the last remnants of it on my eyelid now. Because I really do want a white base, but this is the best I'm going to get. I highly recommend actually using a decent white eye primer. Okay, I have pulled you up a little bit closer, but don't look too closely to the primer, okay? We're just gonna quickly cover it with the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, which I don't know, like it's so cheap but it's so good. They actually still sell it even after years, even though it's such a cheap thing, and I love this palette. It's so rainbow. But yeah, today we're going to use orange, so I'm going to apply a sort of wing shape first. This is basically what we're going to do first, and for that I'm going to use a flat little eyeshadow brush. Literally the same brush that I used in my last tutorial of last Tuesday. But I used it with a cream eyeshadow then, a pale blue cream eyeshadow. The remnants are still on the brush because I have not washed it. But anyways, I'm going to use this to apply a wing shape all over my eyelid. More of a cut crease thing, really. And really, that is one thing I love about this palette. The neonness, and it's so affordable. But you do need to keep in mind that you do need to like apply multiple layers of it. Admittedly, like it's not extremely pigmented. But I just feel like if you don't often do very bold neon colored eye looks, this is just the perfect palette to have, because it's not a waste of money, because it doesn't cost a lot. And it does get the job done. Admittedly, if I do a neon look as a makeup artist, I prefer to use Jeffree Star Cosmetics, because that is immediately opaque. And yeah, like the difference is really to me. When I do makeup on another person, I want to hurry up. I want to get it done quickly because, you know, the model is basically, you know, waiting to be able to do her job. And the photographer is waiting to be able to do their job. And, you know, you can't really spend 12 hours on the makeup because there's literally people waiting for you to be done. Well, if I do makeup on myself, I can just spend however much time on it as I want. And to me, applying makeup on myself is just something I really enjoy. Just, you know, toying around with the makeup without having to worry about how much time it costs. That's, by the way, also why I tend to do my makeup tutorials on days where I don't really have to go anywhere. So yeah, like when I do makeup on myself, I really don't mind having to apply 50 layers, because it's the applying of the makeup that's really just the main thing to me. Next up, we're gonna add yellow. This look, as you might have guessed at this point, is also somewhat inspired by flowers, because I am apparently incapable of doing an eye look that's not inspired by flowers in springtime. It's a thing in life that is a thing, you know, like the sun is shining, the sky is blue, still no Teletubbies around, which is good. But there's flowers and there's nice colors, and I just find flowers very inspiring. Because they're bright, they're colorful, and I love bright and colorful. Even though I mostly wear black clothes, I still love bright and colorful. So, yeah. Next up, the actual crease. I'm going to do that in dark green. By the way, none of this look is planned. I just literally am winging it. Literally and figuratively. But anyways, I'm just going to apply this with an angled brush. Admittedly, it would be easier to do a dark green crease first, then clean it up a little, apply the white primer, and then go on to the orange. But for that, you need an actual, you know, usable white eye primer and not a completely dried out piece of white charcoal. I don't think that's a thing, but you get what I mean. Like, it wasn't liquid anymore. It wasn't even creamy anymore, so I couldn't actually paint with it anymore. I could literally just scrape it on my eyelid and hope for the best. So yeah, like I said, you're gonna make your life a whole lot easier if you just make sure to have a good white eye primer. But I didn't, so I'm just going to have to do this a difficult way. And I shall show you the difficult way, because it is totally doable. You just apply the color like this, wipe down your brush and just carefully start dragging it upwards. And be careful, because you don't want to get the green all over the orange at this point. Next up, I'm going to move to a little bit of a bigger brush and blend this out. I'm going to use a neon green for this. If your skin is darker than mine, then I would recommend using a slightly darker shade of green. The idea is basically to pick a shade that will blend very easily with your skin, so you don't have to do a whole lot of blending in order to make it look blended. Basically, because you don't have a lot of space left probably. Like between the color and the brow, I mean. And for me, because I use a lot of SPF and have a very pale skin by nature, the palest shade that I have is usually the way to go. But yeah, just cater it to your own coloring. Then it's a little bit of a brow bone highlight. It is a very pale shimmer shade. And then with a clean brush, a unique thing in this tutorial, I'm just going to blend it all together. Next up, we're going to go for some liner. Now, why is my camera doing facial recognition on my other eye? I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of a white wing on the outside here. Oh, and before anyone asks, no, I could not have used this eyeliner as a primer because it dries up pretty stiffly and then I wouldn't have been able to still, you know, move my eyelid. So yes, I did actually think of it, but it was not a actual option, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just going to make it thicker on the winged part here. And then to finish it off, I'm also going to apply some dots. And remember the rule of decoration, make sure it's an uneven number, so I'm going to do 5 of them. Now next up, I'm just quickly doing something I might regret. I'm also applying this liner in my inner corner and very quickly blend it out. To give a little bit of a white base. Yes, the exact thing that I just said is not a good idea with this eyeliner. I'm full of terrible ideas, I know. But I hope in my inner corner it won't be too uncomfortable if it does get stiff and like thick. Besides, I'm blending it out, so it won't be too much, I hope. Anyway, I want a really bright inner corner, and this is the easiest way to accomplish that. And then some white pencil, well, nude pencil really on the waterline. And after that I'm just gonna really quickly do my face off camera before I come back to you. And the face base is on. I actually went for a foundation this time instead of a BB cream. I gotta admit that, you know, I just know that once I go outside, start sweating and reapply sunscreen with a sunscreen spray and all, I know it's going to look less good up close. I just know that because it's thicker and it's more opaque, so you will notice it more once you start to wear it down. But I gotta admit that foundation does look very nice on camera, and like it does look nice right now when I look in the mirror. So yeah, depends on what you want from it. Like if you just want to use this for like a nice photo moment, I would definitely recommend foundation. But anyways, yeah, that's it for the face. Everything I have used, by the way, you can find below in the video description in the list if you want to know. But for now we're gonna move back to the eyeballs. For the bottom lid, I actually forgot to film it. Wow. My camera just cut off. Thanks, camera. Anyway, I'm just applying the dark green shade on an angled brush. And I've just applied that below my eye. And I'm just mimicking what I just did. It's really simple. And then apply the orange shade on a small dome brush. To make sure both colors are beneath the eyes as well. And yeah, that's it. That is the entire bottom eyelid. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to use the brow bone highlight again, which is, well, it's a shimmery white, but it's more shimmer than actual color. So with the little bit of liner beneath it is actually going to stand out a lot more. Which is the idea. Next up, lashes. I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara to make my own lashes nice and dark. And then I'm going to apply falsies with a clear lash band. And once we're done with that, well, while I'm doing that, I'm going to try and figure out what lipstick I want, because I have no idea. Okay, the lashes are on. Don't ask how. I mean, seriously. I hadn't worn falsies in ages, and these are really kind of old and dingy at this point. So, yeah. All the things I called these while applying them, I could not repeat now, because I'll get demonetized for cursing. Anyway, for the lips I'm going to do a nude. I'm going to do a lip liner and then do a very sheer, shiny, shimmery lipstick, because I feel the rest of my face is a little bit more matte, so I think it will stand out nicely, yet still keep all the focus on the colors of the eyes. If you get what I mean. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And that leaves us with the final results. I gotta admit, the lipstick turned out a little bit more pink than I had anticipated. However, I don't actually hate it because, well, let's face it, the eye look is orange and yellow and green. So the pink is, you know, just another addition to that. It's a very colorful look, but it is exactly what I wanted, just the vibe that I wanted, because I wanted fun and colorful and springtime, and yeah, this is springtime to me. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did enjoy it, please click the like button, it would really help me out, because it makes YouTube suggest my videos more often to new people. If you don't want to miss any of my future videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of tutorials, but I also do a lot of vlogs. For now, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!